Hi everyone, welcome to this week's astrology and tarot and oracle reading for the week ahead. If you're new to my channel, if you've just come upon this video, there could be messages here for you today, and through the cards or through the information that I give you to do with the astrological influences for this week. With the astrological influences, I'll just say that, you know, the influences that come in, they do affect us collectively, but also they affect us in different ways. So sometimes I'll mention particular signs like earth signs or fire signs, or, you know, particular signs that might be affected by the transits and influences and energy that's coming up. So anyway, I'm going to get started. So for this week, this is for the 20th to the 27th of August 2018, of course. Mercury is direct as of Sunday just gone, so that's really good news. There might be, you know, you might start to feel, maybe not right away, but at some stage this week, a little bit more mental clarity coming in for you, and maybe a feeling of having come through some mental confusion, or being able to focus a bit more. We do still have some strong retrogrades happening, but that is soon coming to an end, especially with Mars and Saturn soon to be going direct. But anyway, I'll talk about the main things. So this week on Wednesday and Thursday, we have the Sun on a critical degree, which is anaretic degree, 29 degrees of Leo. When you see one of the luminaries, especially the Sun, on an anaretic degree, it can cause some extremes in people's behavior, or you might hear of extreme things. Leo, you know, it can bring out sort of the darker energy of that particular sign. So the darker energy of Leo is pride, egocentric, you know, sort of egocentric behavior, prideful behavior, vanity, being overbearing or over controlling. So we might have, you know, encounters with people, you know, with expressing that perhaps, or we might just hear of it sort of in, you know, on the news and things like that. The Sun in Leo is also a very strong masculine energy as well, and it's quite a dominant sort of energy there. So with that being on the anaretic degree, just be aware that on Wednesday and Thursday, you know, there could be some tensions in the air. And also I've noticed it in particular because it's going to be making a bit of a difficult aspect to Mars in Capricorn there. So just be aware that there could be tensions on Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, so on Friday, we have the Sun moving out of Leo into Virgo. So we're in Virgo season. So Virgo energy, you know, when the Sun moves into Virgo, we start to feel a little bit different to how we felt while the Sun was in Leo. When it was in Leo, we maybe were more concerned with our heart, our feelings, self-expression, creativity, children, you know, love, romance, and fun, or creative projects. And now with the Sun moving into Virgo, we get more detail orientated. We get more focused around work, our work lives, and our health and our routine. There may be more focus on working hard, or you may feel just able to focus better at work, which is good. There can also be focus on family pets or animals, small animals, if you have them. But it's more of a practical energy. It's quite a sort of, as I said, a detail-orientated energy. So it's a really good time to get organized if you need to, declutter, focus on writing as well. So if you're into writing, it's a great time to put energy into writing projects, written projects, blogs, you know, anything related to writing really. So you may even start writing down your dreams, you know, or something along those lines. But it's also a good time to clear out. You know, when I say clear out, I mean that on all levels. So emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Virgo season's a good time to clear out the clutter of your home, because it sort of makes space for new things to come in. So if you've been holding on to sort of old things too much, or, you know, things that maybe don't have much meaning to you and they're just kind of cluttering up the space, or you can give them away or sell things, it's a good time to do that as well. All right, so this is actually the last week of Mars being retrograde, which I think is really great news, and I'll tell you specifically which signs this is really, really good for. Now, I'll mention it's actually good for everybody, so all signs, but in particular, if you're an Aries Sun, Moon, or Rising, if you're a Scorpio Sun, Moon, or Rising, even if you have Mars in Aries, because, you know, Mars is very well placed in Aries, even Venus in Aries, if you have strong Aries energy, if you know your chart and you've got Mars or Aries on any of the angular houses, or you have Mars on an angle, especially, you're going to feel next week a feeling of like your life is starting to finally move forward, you know, after this feeling of a lot of introspection, a lot of internal energy, a lot of thinking, processing what's going on in your life. So the retrogrades, you know, really have forced us to look within. So that's been really important, to process a lot of internal emotions, to sort of be more inward, to sort of sort things out within our inner world. It can be frustrating for people who just really want to push ahead with things but feel like they're a little bit blocked. But it has been a time of reevaluation. So you may have had to reevaluate something in your life, whether it's to relationships, career, you know, projects, family life, whatever it is. It could be any of those areas. But if you've been feeling like you haven't been able to push ahead as much in recent months, it's because of the retrograde energies. But that's changing now. So as of next week, Mars will go direct, which is great. Now, the other thing is, big news is there's a full moon coming up. So that's going to be in the sign of Pisces at 3 degrees. So if you have anything at 3 degrees of a mutable sign in your chart, so the mutable signs Pisces, Virgo, Gemini and Sagittarius, if you have anything around, say, 1 to 4 or 5 degrees, you will be feeling this full moon quite strongly, okay? And, you know, in general, the Pisces full moon really brings a strong energy of, it can be related to love, a higher vibration of love, a higher frequency of love, spirituality, dreams, insights or information coming to you about the future. It can have a sort of a premonition type energy with it. Very psychic energy, very good time to work on your psychic development. And on Sunday, the Sun in Virgo makes a trine with Saturn, and also the Sun also trines with Uranus. And Uranus and Saturn are also, you know, still trining each other. So it's quite a lovely energy there, and quite a powerful energy, which brings sort of a combination of being of service, doing the work, improving situations, because Virgo is very much about improvement. Where can I improve myself? Where can I improve, you know, my physical health, my mental health, my well-being, my life? And with making those trines, with the Sun making those trines with Saturn in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus, this is quite lovely. It's really about freedom, responsibility, freedom through putting the work in. So where you've put the work in, you will receive rewards. I mean, that's the earth plane. If you don't put efforts in, you don't receive rewards in anything. So you have to put the efforts in. And this transit is really, with the Sun trine Saturn and Sun trine Uranus, it's showing that where we've put work in, rewards will come back. And it is a good time, you know, this weekend to sort of see that manifest, but also to put the efforts into things that you want to manifest in the future. Okay, so not to be complacent with that as well. If there's something that, you know, is a dream, something that you want, you have to believe that you can achieve it, and then you have to put the efforts in. Okay, it really requires both. So let's have a look at the cards for this week. I've chosen the Lisa Parker tarot deck I believe it's called the Tarot Familiars deck. I'm just going to give it a little, I've already shuffled quite a bit, so I just want to give it a little quick shuffle and see what messages we have this week. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's very mysterious energy this week. I don't know if it's because of the full moon in Pisces. Pisces is a very mysterious quality, a very sort of elusive energy, but it's also very mystical at the same time. This one here. And I'll just say, if you'd like a private reading with me, I'm quite busy at the moment, so the turnaround time is still 7 to 14 business days, okay? And I'll put a link below to my online store. Where am I? This one? No. It's this one here. Alright, so let's see what we've got. The Emperor. Interesting. The Five of Cups. Ooh, the Nine of Swords. Alright, so straight away I want to say, you know, the Emperor represents Mars energy. And it can be the divine masculine energy. So, you know, it can represent, for some people that are interested in the topic of twin flames, it can be a reference to the divine masculine here. There's quite a few different messages coming through. The Five of Cups shows there's a feeling of sadness and disappointment, okay, at this time. And that could be because, you know, you feel like, to do with this situation, and it could just be to do with a soulmate situation. It could be to do with a person in particular. So a dominant male here, okay? So as I said, there's many energies coming through about how I can read this. So I'm going to try and sort of communicate everything that I'm getting. So I hope that that's coming up on camera. I'll just try and get a little bit closer there. All right. So okay, I do feel this is to do with love, I have to say, or to do with, you know, a person that you've had a strong connection to. Could even be, for some people, a father figure, okay? There's disappointment here. There's a feeling of disappointment. Again, I want to say husband, father, masculine person, somebody that you have a strong connection to. Disappointment and worry this week about this connection. So perhaps something, you know, it could have been triggered by something like a dream, that you've had a dream about somebody, or that, you know, you've had even a communication, or that you've just been thinking about your relationships with, you know, this strong dominant energy. The Nine of Swords obviously is worry and anxiety. With the Five of Cups, it shows sadness, worry, and anxiety. So, you know, it's not the most positive energy. It could be, if you're single, you've had issues with men. If you're a female, it could be that you've had issues with men and you're concerned about the future. The Nine of Swords hints to that, like worrying about, okay, you know, I've been through disappointment so many times before. Is it going to be the same again in the future? Can be thoughts of that. Now, there's other meanings coming through that I really have to get to next, so I'm going to move ahead from the relationship aspect of this. There is also, for some people, this is about following your true line of focus, your direction, your true passion in life, and using your will to sort of achieve what it is that you want. So that's the Emperor's energy there, which is Mars energy. And this is to do with career for some people. It's to do with life direction and not feeling like being stuck in or being a victim to certain job situations or career situations that are just going nowhere or just feel very empty for you. So the Emperor here tells me that there is a need for you. And I feel like if you're a male watching this, this is more of a message to like more so masculine energy that I'm talking to right now, though it can also apply to females. There is a feeling you need to start to realize that you're going to have to step up in your life to create the change that you want. It's not going to fall into your lap. It's not necessarily going to just fall out of the sky. It's you're going to have to create the change, and you're going to have to be the one that initiates and creates this. So that's the Mars energy with the Emperor here. The Emperor energy sees what he wants and goes after it, but also has a sense of timing as well. So that's important, I have to mention. It's not just sort of going after it, going after what you want, you know, without tuning into your intuition or your instinct, because instinct is important here with Mars. So, and it's interesting it's coming up now because, you know, next week we've got Mars direct. So it's almost like preparing some people for a time of taking more action, which is coming up from next week and onwards with Mars direct. Five of Cups shows there's been, for some people, a sadness around not being able to pursue the path that they want, or feeling blocked, I feel, from that path, feeling disappointed that they've tried things but things have not worked out, or they've tried things but then they've changed paths and tried something new and they've just never completed something. There's a feeling of incomplete energy here with the Five of Cups. And the Nine of Swords, again, is worrying again, similar to the other message about relationships. If I try again, will I fail? Okay. But the thing is, not trying is setting yourself up to feel like a victim, because when you don't try, you just feel weakened. You feel like you don't have that strength from within. And, you know, anyone that is successful has had many failures in life, and that's just a thing. It's like it's more of an issue of failing if you don't actually try, because then you fail by default. But if you do try and something doesn't work out, well, you go, okay, well, that didn't work out, so let me see what my intuition's guiding me to next. And then you take action and follow that through. So there's also some message coming out here for someone else about a father figure. So there could be someone's father that is, you know, has been a very strong dominant influence in the family. And I'm getting 2 messages for someone. There could have been a loss of a father, as in a deceased father figure, and that's why I'm seeing with the Emperor, the 5 of Cups, and the 9 of Swords, with worry and anxiety over feeling the loss of that father figure. So that could be a message for someone that's actually lost their father, who's, you know, a father who's passed away. Another message is, you know, there's an issue coming up this week to do with a father figure that may be quite a difficult personality, who causes stress within the family or causes problems within the family, and a feeling of disconnection and emotional loss or emotional sadness. So there's an issue coming up. There's some heavy energies this week with these cards, but I'm going to have a look at an extra card for everybody. I just want to say, with the Emperor and the loss, it may not have been a father. I mean, it could have been a father for somebody, but it could also be a husband figure, or even a partner, loss of a partner to, you know, a passing or, you know, separation. Some heavy energies there. Let's just switch it up with the Oracle of the Unicorns to get some light, very light energy coming through after that. Quite heavy energies there, quite serious energies. All right, so let's see what we've got this week. I want this one here. Oh, healer. Okay, that does resonate with the heavy energies, actually, because we have the healer card. So this is quite a beautiful message that I'm getting here. It's saying, okay, I'll just read the card first. You have powerful healing gifts. Have faith in your abilities. Stay true to your path as a healer. That's a nice message. What I'm getting also is, you know, these difficulties that come up are to be healed. They're not to be just sort of repeatedly sort of causing pain. They're meant to be healed, and we're meant to grow through healing them. So if there has been repetitive difficulties in your life in regards to your path, trying to find where you fit in the world, or, you know, certain relationships in your life, if there's been repetitive issues, it's so that you can heal and grow and really tune into yourself and find out what those issues are. And maybe this full moon in Pisces will, for some people, will highlight where there has been confusion and help you to sort of understand more about why you had certain lessons and what it really means. But the healing energy with this card that's coming through is actually giving me a very strong feeling of love. And, you know, what I want to say is, I feel like Spirit's saying that, you know, difficulties and even pain in relationship can be transcended through love. And sometimes even when we have really severe misunderstandings with people, miscommunications, you know, hurt feelings, and, you know, sometimes people act out of their lower self. They're part of themselves that is in pain, and it causes pain to themselves and to others. But the card is saying here with the healer card that these things can be healed. There is hope. You know, it's not that you are meant to suffer and struggle through these issues endlessly. There is meant to be a resolution, and that's what I'm getting here. So I hope that you enjoyed the messages. That was a really long one this week. Oh my gosh, I've never done a 20-minute reading before. But anyway, there were a lot of messages. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful week all. Bye.